Once fielded, the British Army's Challenger 3 main battle tank will come under the new-look Land Operations Command, in which they will be assigned to the 3rd UK Division, the British Army's primary warfighting formation. Under the latest plans, the division will have 2 modernized heavy brigades, built around 148 Challenger 3 tanks plus Ajax armored reconnaissance vehicles, and Boxer armored personnel carriers. The British Army, which has included a steadily dwindling tank force since the end of the Cold War, has begun work on its next-generation main battle tank, or MBT, the Challenger 3 upgrade. While the changing face of land warfare had seen speculation that the United Kingdom might do away with its tanks altogether, the situation in Eastern Europe, in particular, has seen the focus switch back to armored warfare. The 148 Challenger 3s, to be upgraded from existing Challenger 2s at a cost of around $1.3 billion, will be expected to ensure these capabilities remain intact until at least 2040. The existing Challenger 2 entered British Army service in 1994 and has served on combat operations in the former Yugoslavia and in Iraq, without loss to enemy action, according to the British Army. Challenger 2s are currently used by 4 British Army armoured regiments: the Queen's Royal Hussars, the King's Royal Hussars, the Royal Tank Regiment, and the Royal Wessex Yeomanry. Each of the 4 regiments operates 56 Challenger 2s, for a total fleet of 224 vehicles. RBSL is under contract to provide the 148 Challenger 3 upgrades that will serve the British Army as part of its future soldier modernization initiative. The first examples of the modernized tanks are expected to be delivered in 2027, and non-upgraded Challenger 2s will be retired. The future soldier effort also includes structural changes, based around a lethal, agile, and lean force of around 72,500 personnel by 2025. By 2030, the brigade combat teams are expected to operate a range of new land vehicles and aircraft, including Challenger 3s, Ajax infantry fighting vehicles, Boxer-wheeled armored personnel carriers, and AH-64E Apache attack helicopter. The newly rebuilt Challenger 3s will feature a new 120mm Rheinmetall L55A1 smoothbore gun that will replace the current 120mm rifled gun and offer much greater velocity and penetrating power. The new main weapon will be able to fire advanced programmable ammunition and aimed using a new suite of sights with improved day and night targeting abilities. The modernized tank will feature enhanced protection, including new modular armor and the Raphael Trophy Active Protection System. The latter employs a radar to detect incoming projectiles before firing intercepting projectiles at them. As well as being a key part of the upgrade, the new turrets that are now taking shape at Armstrong Works are also intended to be provided for export. While the only other in-service Challenger 2 main battle tanks are operated by Oman, they could potentially be used to upgrade other types of tanks. Challenger 3 will include what the British Army describes as a new digitized backbone that will connect it to other combat vehicles within the brigade combat teams, improving the ability to share data with different platforms in real time. The integrated review described a transformed army that will be more lethal, better protected, and better connected than any of its comparators. Challenger 3 MBT is a manifestation of exactly that change and will sit at the heart of warfighting capability. Its digital open architecture will ensure that it is integrated across the battlefield, its main armament will overmatch its adversaries, and the crew will be afforded a unique level of protection. The steel structures will house the turret subsystems, which will ensure Challenger 3 main battle tank MBT is a network-enabled, digital main battle tank with state-of-the-art lethality, upgraded survivability, plus world-class surveillance and target acquisition capabilities. The all-new turrets are the most significant part of the upgrade. The open architecture of the Challenger 3 means it should be easier to upgrade with additional or improved features in the years to come, including responding to new threats on the battlefield. Even in its basic form, the Challenger 3 main battle tank will feature adaptations that should make it better suited to fighting in less traditional terrain, including literal environments in support of the future commando force. Ahead of this, the Challenger 2 has been used to demonstrate how tanks can be moved ashore using existing Royal Navy and Royal Marines amphibious platforms, including in the strategically important Baltic region. Challenger 3 is a crucial element of Future Soldier and will be the most lethal main battle tank in Europe. Challenger 3 is coming online. Speaking to MPs on Tuesday, Sir Keir declared that by 2027, Britain would up its defence spending to 2.5% of GDP, boosting this to 3% in the next parliament. He hailed it the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the end of the Cold War. But it is not clear how that would be paid for, with the foreign aid budget now set to fall from 0.5% of national income to 0.3%. Although the Prime Minister claimed his commitment will mean £13.4 billion a year extra for defence from 2027, in fact it is more like £6 billion in real terms. The Ministry of Defence is adamant that exactly what the cash will be spent on will be revealed in the Strategic Defence Review, due to be published this spring. However, in theory, this would be enough to fund a host of new military kit. As an example, it could pay for an extra £3.2 billion Queen Elizabeth-class aircraft carrier and 2 new Type 26 frigates, worth a total of £1.68 billion, to the fleet. And the cash could fund an additional 74 Challenger 3 main battle tanks, worth about £400 million to add to Britain's current order of 148 tanks. Challenger 3 is coming online. Challenger 3 is a crucial element of Future Soldier and will be the most lethal main battle tank in Europe. An additional 10 F-35B stealth jets could be added to Britain's ranks, at a cost of around £640 million. Currently the UK has 34 of the jets, with a commitment to buy a total of 138 of the high-tech aircraft. Based out of Royal Air Force Marham, the stealth jets are capable of flying from the decks of the Royal Navy's 2 aircraft carriers. And for the Army, the cash influx could be see an extra 1,000 British soldiers being trained for about £47.8 million. The nation's air defences could also be boosted, with the remainder of the £6 billion potentially being able to fund the purchase of 41 more Storm Shadows missiles at £767,000 apiece, and an additional 10 lightweight multi-role missiles, worth £50,000 each, which can be fired by soldiers in the field to destroy jets and helicopters.